Okay guys, for the last lesson this week, I'm going to have you draw some more complicated type technical drawings. I tried to think of some things that were in basic shapes of blocks and cylinders and things like that that you may have to draw out in the technical world or for any reason one day. So I'm going to have you draw a few of the ones I give you examples of, then I'm going to have you draw something of your own. I'm going to start out with a brick. A brick is a pretty simple thing, obviously. The front of it is a rectangle. And then you still have your vanishing point. Now this vanishing point doesn't have to be exact. We'll just say it was up here somewhere. That means we're above the brick and to the right of it. And remember, the lines that go back need to go towards your vanishing point. And this one over here is going to look really weird. It's going to be really long to get back there. And the big trick is all of your vertical lines must be parallel. Do not go like this or like this. This must go straight up and down. I should be using a pencil so I can erase, but that's okay. All your horizontal lines must be horizontal. So here I need to come across, and there you go. Now, bricks have holes in them. And this brick will have a round hole in it. So for a round hole, they're going to be cylinders. Remember, a 3D circle is a cylinder. And to show that it's going all the way through, you just put your dotted line. And there you show you have your holes in it. Now in the real world, if you're drawing somebody a picture of a brick that you need for a project, you're not going to be this exact. You can maybe just come out and do this. It's no big deal. You might want to show the top a little better. And as you see, my lines are generally going to the same direction out here somewhere. But this way here, I'm much higher on the brick. I'm way up here somewhere instead of there, so you can see the top better. Still going to do my ovals here for my circles in the brick. And I put dots there to show that it comes through. Try to make that bottom match there. So there you got a little basic brick. Next one I'm going to do is a big cinder block. Same concept. Got this big block here. You notice my lines are kind of going to the same direction. Don't have a line going this way and a line going this way, or this line straight out. And make sure this comes straight across. So this line, this line, this line are all parallel. This line, this line, this line are all parallel. Great big cinder blocks have squares in them. So guess what? I got to use perspective on those. So you notice these sides are going back towards the vanishing point, and all these horizontals are still parallel. Every single horizontal line is parallel to each other. Put my dots to show that I'm going. This even goes back to the vanishing point, and this is still parallel. So as you can see, every single vertical line I have here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 9 of them here. They're all parallel to each other. Every horizontal line are all parallel to each other. That's a good way to make something look 3D. So I'm going to have you draw one of each of those today. Play around with it. Then I figured out for a round one, I got thinking, what in the world could be something round that has a hole in it? So I just took a simple washer. When you're putting a nut and a bolt together, sometimes you have a washer. So you start with your cylinder. Remember, a 3D circle is an oval. So you say, okay, you got a washer here. My curve is not very good. It needs to be matching this curve better. And a washer, hopefully you know what a washer is. You got to be able to put your bolt through it. And on this one, you can see the other side of it. So you notice all those curves match. So I just started with an oval, put another oval inside for the hole. And this curve, try to match it up with this curve as much as you can. Same here. And if you want to show that it's inside, you can maybe shade it a little bit, give it a little bit of a shadow to show that you're on the inside. But you can actually see down through it. You can see the bottom here. So if this was laying on a table, I am far from an artist, but maybe it's laying on top of a red table. If your table's red that this washer's laying on, you'd actually be able to see the red down inside there because you can see through it. And then for the last one, thought I'd let you have a little bit of fun. Maybe draw something like maybe a house. Maybe your house will be maybe something simple like this. The fronts are easy. You don't have to worry about the 3D part. Now, where are you going to be on your house? Maybe you're going to be beside your house, maybe about halfway up is your vanishing point. That means you are about halfway up your house to the right of it. So all these lines are actually going to be heading this direction. Looks really, really weird at first. But once you complete it, it actually looks pretty good. You get that 3D in there because you notice this line's headed out there, that line's headed there, this line's headed there. You don't have to be exact. Your vanishing point could be way, way, way out there. If you want to be real crazy here, try a side window. It all needs to go to your vanishing point, but remember my verticals are still vertical to each other. So this bottom window lines are headed that way. The top window lines should be heading down that way a little bit. Makes your picture look pretty good when you do something like that. So if you notice the bottom actually goes uphill and the top goes downhill, just hit that vanishing point. And maybe you want to do something else here. Maybe a real tall building. So if I can squeeze that in here. So you have this really tall building. And since on this one, on the house, we were beside it, let's be way up in the air. Maybe you're in a helicopter somewhere. So for this building, the side's going to come this way. This side's going to come this way. This bottom's going to be really, really steep heading up towards that. And remember, your horizontals need to stay horizontal. In this case, you can actually see the roof because you're above the building. So maybe there's a little dip in here somewhere to show the roof. Now, you can be as creative as you want with doors and windows and all that kind of stuff the whole way up. It don't matter. And maybe on the side, you're going to show going back. Remember, all the lines need to kind of head towards that vanishing point. You're going to put a sidewalk out in front. The front of it's fine, but the back has to go towards the vanishing point. As you can see, that sidewalk kind of gets smaller as it goes back. It gives you that illusion of 3D. So I'm going to give you a couple bricks to draw, maybe a washer, but I'm going to have you be creative and come up with some kind of house or something like that. Come up with your own drawing to play around with. Okay, and that's your third lesson for the week. I'll be anxious to see how these turn out.